Look at the state of me. This is real gardening, covered in mud, no fancy clothes. So what I thought I'd do is, I seen on Jane Kelly's channel, Jane's Allotment. So if you haven't seen it, go and take a look. I'll put a link in the description. And she planted some dwarf French beans. And it's late in the season now, but you know, I agree with her that what have you got to lose? You know, when I picked these up, these were £1 in Wilkinson's, and I think I had them for 30 pence. So I'm going to pop some into this bed now, and hopefully I'll get another crop before the frosts kick in later on in the year. So what have you got to lose? You know, use the dwarf ones obviously, because they will only go up so high, and hopefully you'll have another crop. So that's the plan anyway. Right, let's get that done. So as you just seen, I just repotted some Savoy that I sowed about a month or two ago, and also some purple sprouting broccoli off Malcolm. So you're just keeping those harvests for next year. You know, you're forward thinking for some nice cabbages and cauliflowers and broccolis and you name it, you have to plant it. And I've just realised outside, God, there's a pile of raspberries out there, so I'm gonna have to harvest them now as well. Right, so I think I'll head up to Leo's now, and he can show you around his garden because he's excited about that, and he can pick the winner for the giveaway. Right, let's go do that, and then I'll come back to the plot.
Hi guys, it's Leo. Welcome back. Today I am going to be choosing the winner down below the comments.
That's
yes.
Right. So let's try and find someone.
Let's find someone.
So pick someone.
Tina Welch.
Tina Welch?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's like, well.
Oh, so well done, Tina Welch.
Good job.
Good go.
Hi guys. So I just picked the winner, so I'm gonna show you at my garden. There's the greenhouse. Daddy plants lots of plants in there. And I'm gonna go inside. And here are the plants. And there's a Welsh sign there. And give me the camera.
How about this one?
And there is a tree, and then there's plants down there. And then I'll show you that umbrella, and then I'll show you the next part. This is where my pool is gonna be. And then there's a whiskey barrel. Then down here where all of the plants are.
Your mum and dad.
There's my dad and mum.
Hello. Show them the pond.
And there's this pond, and if you can see or not, there's fish in there.
Put it.
Bye.
So well done for that giveaway, and thank you so much for everyone who commented, all the kind words. And you know, I can't believe, you know, I'm at 2.2k subscribers now, and it's fantastic. Like, I'm absolutely over the moon for everyone who supports the channel and comments, likes and subscribes. So thank you all again. And if you haven't, you know, give that little subscribe a little click. It doesn't cost nothing to do it. Right, let's get all my jobs done before it's so warm. So I think what I'll do now is I'll get some of the plants out here in this absolute messy little shed that needs to be sorted out. These are drying out perfect now. And I've got some cabbages here. Oh, we seem to have a bird. Okay, we're gonna have to get him out. This is not what I need when it's boiling hot in the shed, but wildlife get into sheds, and if I don't get him out of here, this will overheat and he or she will die. So the job of sorting this shed was supposed to be for another day, but oh well. There you go. There you go, free. Okay, little guy. So I've caught the bird, so I'm gonna have to, hopefully, she'll fly away now and get some water. There you go. There you go, my good deed for the day. Ah, right, let's put all the shed back. I'm sweating cobs. And that's the thing about having an allotment. You come over, you think, I got all these plans that I'm gonna definitely do today, and then you find a blooming bird in your shed. So, right, let's get on with the work. Remember I pruned this about a week or so ago, and look at it again, a jungle. But I pulled out that plant, and it turned out it might have been a weed. It was going to seed, and I didn't want that in here at all. Oh, there's a rat in the bloody greenhouse. Oh! The best thing about growing runner beans is this wall of shade that we always get in summer. Everyone hides by their runner beans, and it's a blessing from those beans, I tell you. Just to be able to come between you, and it's nice and cool and shady. It's a godsend, absolute godsend. Tomatoes are fruiting, and the tigerellas have been amazing this year. They were definitely on the list for next year. And look at these. God, they're ripening up now, and they're huge. I don't know whether or not to pick it and then let it finish ripening. So let's hope that they're decent tomatoes to try. And down here we've got a cucumber. They're tiny mini munch ones, I think, mini munch. So I'm hoping that I'll get some on this. The melon plant is hanging on. It's hanging on. Do you know what? It's coming up. It's gone. We don't seem to see any fruit on here, so I'm going to have to do some more hand pollinating. And the Brad's Atomics. I've taken some off to try and ripen, but for some reason they're not really firming up. But these showstoppers, absolute showstoppers this year. Underneath the corn we've got a little pumpkin. I think that's a blaze, I think. But we've also got some little baby boos coming as well, which I'm happy about. And in between all this, a nice ishikuri squash. I can see we've had a bit of a visit off Mr. Mole, so he's back. For some reason, he always picks this area of the greenhouse as well. I'm not sure why, but he always visits back by here. Look at this. This is when you know it's worth it. When you just come over, I only picked these like 2 days ago, and look at the abundance of the Blauhilde beans and plenty of runner beans. These are mixed variety, but oh, what a harvest. This is when you know it's worth it. I know I showed you the other week the corn. I was worried about not having any corn, and as you can see, we've got some cobs now firming up, and they're coming. But look at the corn. You know, it's at least 8 foot high now. This is huge, and it's just such a nice structure in the middle of the plot, and I'm definitely going to do it next year, even if it's for ornamental. And the sweet peas are starting to dry out now, but the more I pick, the more it flowers, and then the more flowers I pick. So this has been an absolute show this year, and it's close to being taken out now, but until it stops flowering, I'm leaving it in. The grapes are going to need a serious prune. Some of them are starting to turn purple, but they really need a good pruning. And the issue I had this year was that I built these structures and teepees for the beans, and this has given a lot of shade to the grapes this year. So I'm not sure what type of harvest I'm going to have, but I'm going to have to give this a good serious prune. But it's just been too hot, and you know what it's like. You put jobs off when it's just when you're baking on the plot. But look what I've just noticed. My first crimson crushed tomato. And these again are going to take, I'm going to prune these right back today to show the fruit off, and hopefully we'll get some nice outdoor tomatoes this year. So what I've done now is I've stripped off most of the leaves, given it some airflow so the crimson crushes can focus on ripening now, and most of the foliage has been taken off. Most of the yellowing leaves and any extra suckers have been taken off. The one benefit of having this heat is all these tomatoes and chillies are absolutely loving it, you know. They're just absolutely beautiful now. And the colours, you know, purples and greens and yellows and reds. But the sad reality is the sun. I've got some scorch on these peppers. Lesson learnt for next year. But I'll take these off and I'll cut this bit out and they should be okay. I know I mentioned that some of the peppers at the top have had a bit of a scorch, but the King of the Norths are giving me so many peppers now, so it won't be long before I'll be picking these and making some delicious food with them. And I can see all the red gems in here today that will need to be picked. My one tiny Victoria plum is, it won't be long now, and I'm hoping it'll be nice and sweet and the birds don't take it before I can try it. But it's tiny, but I'm happy that this tree has fruited this year. And the apples, there's quite a few apples left on, but they are showing a bit of, you know, scab. Never mind, but you can see that it's suffering from the heat. They're crisping up the leaves and they're just curling over. Hopefully we'll get some rain soon. No, I'm not moaning by the harvest, but God, I really need to get out of this heat. And you know yourself, there'll be days when you'll be baking and you'll be covered in mud, and that's the realism of gardening. There's so many jobs to do. Like, I really need to pick some more of the sweet peas, and yeah, I just got so much to do, but I can't do this. I'll come back another day when it's cooler. Right, a couple of more jobs and I'm done. Like, one of my main concerns is this heat and the fact that the reservoirs in our area, and we're lucky that we're in Wales, and you know, we have got plenty of them, but I've seen pictures the other day and there's just no water, like, and there's risks of the hose pipes being banned on the plot as well. And what that means is, like, we don't use hose pipes to water the plots, but we use hose pipes to fill our barrels, and if they turn the taps off, no water. So I need to make sure that I'm conscious that my barrels are all filled up, because the day I come over and they say no more water, I'm hoping that I got enough that'll see me through. But it's a worry, and I'm sure you're worrying about yours too. But what can we do, eh? This has happened before, and it'll happen many times, you know, in the future, and probably worse. So we need to be mindful of these hot summers and future hot summers. Right, I'm going to do a nice little harvest now. I'm going to go home and have a good think about how I can keep the moisture in these beds. So if you've got any ideas, pop them in the comments below of how I can keep this plot, you know, damp and full of water. So right, let's go do a harvest and then I'm going to go home. So take care guys, and I shall see you all again soon.